Our breaking news: an Ethiopian Airlines flight has crashed shortly after takeoff from Addis Ababa, killing all 157 passengers and crew thought to be on board. The Boeing 737 MAX was heading to the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, when air traffic control lost contact just 6 minutes after takeoff. It's not yet known what caused this crash. A recovery operation is underway southeast of Addis Ababa.
It has been almost 2 years since Ethiopian Flight 302 crashed on the outskirts of Addis Ababa in a similar fashion to a Lion Air 737 MAX which crashed in the Java Sea 5 months prior. These two incidents caused the grounding of the 737 MAX fleet, with the flight certification being stripped from the aircraft. With the 737 MAX being recertified in the United States and Europe after a 2-year absence from our skies, what did Boeing change to make sure that the 737 MAX is safe for air travel? The main cause for the crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia was the failure of the MCAS system. MCAS stands for Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, which is an automated flight control system developed by Boeing engineers. This system was designed to correct the angle of attack while the aircraft was climbing in the case of an unusually high angle of attack. The angle of attack refers to the angle between the wing and the oncoming airflow. The system corrects the high angle of attack by pitching the plane downwards until it reaches an acceptable angle. Originally, the data that was gathered for this metric was from a single sensor. However, in both crashes, the sensor fed false information to the aircraft computer, causing the system to believe that the plane was in a high angle of attack, even after the pitch was corrected. This caused the plane to go into a nosedive, with the pilots unable to override the system. The aircraft plunged into an uncontrollable dive, which is seen in the data gathered from the black box. There are a couple of changes that Boeing made to address this issue. First, measurements from 2 angle of attack sensors will now be compared, which is a change from the only one sensor used prior. Each sensor will submit its own data to the airplane's flight computer. MCAS will only be activated if both sensors agree. The addition of data from a second sensor allows the flight computer to process 2 sets of data, reducing the likelihood of failure in the system. Both sensors would have to be faulty in order for any potential problem to occur. Second, MCAS will only be activated once and will never override the pilot's ability to control the aircraft using the control column alone. Even if everything went wrong, both sensors were faulty and fed the flight computer faulty information, causing the plane to pitch down, this system would be activated only once, preventing it from continuously forcing the plane to try to decrease its pitch. The system would never override the pilot's ability to control the plane, as it did in the 2 crashes prior to the grounding. In addition to these 2 fixes, Boeing also addressed some additional issues not related to the MCAS system. One of these issues that they fixed includes the development of software updates to address a theoretical horizontal stabilizer issue. During testing, Boeing found that there was a theoretical combination of faults that could lead to a runaway stabilizer condition. Boeing tells us that this failure never occurred during the 200 million flight hours prior to the grounding of the aircraft family, and that they addressed the issue to ensure that it never occurs. Boeing also modified some wiring to meet the regulatory requirements and now requires the inspection of stored aircraft for foreign object debris, or FOD. This is because some FOD was found in the fuel tanks during routine maintenance of aircraft and storage. Boeing recommends that aircraft be checked and any FOD removed. In addition, the company updated the software to address a remote possibility of autopilot disengagement, increased angle of attack integrity, and developed additional crew alerting testing. Boeing also published a new pilot training program, collaborating with pilots, engineers, and safety experts to create a proposal that calls for all 737 MAX pilots to complete additional training, review of technical documents, and demonstration of their knowledge in a flight simulator. Boeing took input from 80 airlines from around the world in order to enhance its flight simulator to provide pilots with the best possible training. These measures will make sure that pilots are familiar with the new 737 MAX generation of aircraft. These fixes address any potential issues that the 737 MAX could have had in the future, preventing any unfortunate accidents from ever occurring. Any passenger that has a flight booked can rest easy knowing that Boeing engineers addressed all the problems that the plane once had and could have in the future.